Had some active weather earlier in the day, but action radar has cleared out over the past couple of hours, but more development is possible as we do head into the evening hours. We'll take a look at the full forecast coming up, but first, the one and only WDHN News at 5 o'clock starts now.
It was a senseless act of drunk driving, and it leads to a tragic loss of life over the weekend. And new breaking developments with this story just moments ago. We're going to touch on those in just the moments ahead. Good evening. Thanks for being with us for the news at 5 o'clock on this Monday. Of course, the basketball game tonight, not featuring a team that we care about in this neck of the woods.
Yeah, so there's no reason to watch it now.
So don't watch it at all. And but yeah, I'll tell you, it was an interesting finish to that ball game.
Yeah,
and
no doubt about that.
Not quite what we wanted to forecast. But today's weather, though, been pretty nice this afternoon.
Hasn't been too bad. We've had the chance of having a few strong and severe storms across the area. We had more widespread rain earlier in the day, but over the past few hours, the radar has really cleared out, and we even have a little bit of sunshine downtown, and that could heat things up a little bit, destabilize the atmosphere enough that as we do head into the next few hours with more development of some showers and storms, mainly to our west, and then moving in our direction, some of them will still have the chance to maybe produce some gusty wind at time. But check it out, action radar across the wiregrass is all clear, just a few small cells east of, or northeast of Eufaula, I should say, but still tracking some cloud cover across the region. This is the complex that moved through the region earlier in the day. Lots of storms across South Carolina and even into the northern parts of Alabama. This is all connected to an area of low pressure in the lower Mississippi River Valley. As this moves in our direction, we will still have some development of some storms tonight, but then more rain is expected tomorrow as that area of low pressure slides over the region. The good news is, at least for tomorrow, the severe weather risk will be shifting to the east, so just general thunderstorms expected for us. But as far as severe storm reports, we've had some hail north of Birmingham, even a tornado touchdown as we had a strong storm moving through there, and also some gusty winds down at the coast. Santa Rosa County seeing that. But as far as the severe weather risk for the rest of this evening, primarily across the Carolinas and also Birmingham and points westward into Mississippi, we are still under that marginal threat for us here in the wiregrass. So that means a few storms will have potential to produce some gusty winds and maybe even some small hailstones. But as far as tomorrow's threat, that will be shifting further to the east, which is good news for us, giving us just general thunderstorms as we do head into the afternoon hours. As far as conditions today, warming up pretty nicely, upper 70s for a few locations, cooling off into the 60s for Blakely, where showers were a little bit later to clear out of the region. Temperatures tonight will be falling into the 60s, 64 degrees by 11 o'clock. Still that threat of a few showers and a few thunderstorms, but primarily earlier on in the evening will be when we would expect more of that rain. And then for tomorrow, if we head into the later afternoon hours, that area of low pressure will be sliding in, giving us a stormy afternoon. But the good news, Ben, the severe weather threat is ending.
Yeah, certainly so, and that is good news. And let me tell you, the afternoon portion of the day has been really super.
Yeah, a little soggy to start, and well, as we go into the overnight, maybe a little soggy at times, but
okay, yeah,
not too bad.
Let's stroll outside and look at it right now, the Dura Digital Network, and there we go. The west side of town, you see those clouds moving across the skyline, and traffic beginning to back up on a Monday. 5:02 on the clock. We're back with tonight's top headlines. An exclusive report right after this. News 18, the only media outlet on the scene for tonight's top story. Stay with us.
Mic check, mic check, 1 2 1 2, mic check, mic check. Mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check.
You're watching WDHN News with Ben Stanfield and weather with Scott Roberts.
This is 45-year-old Christopher Britt Ham of Newton. He was arrested Friday night after he killed a Dothan man at the intersection of Woodburn Drive and West Main in the 11 p.m. hour. Ham was, according to witnesses, speeding. He slammed into the F-150 driven by 57-year-old Richard Lane Williford of Dothan. Mr. Williford died on impact. His wife seriously injured in the crash as well and taken to Flowers Hospital just yards away. The reason Ham was arrested at the scene was because he was suspected of being drunk behind the wheel. News 18 on the scene as he was cuffed after failing a number of field sobriety tests. The crash had the westbound side of West Main closed for hours Friday night. Dothan police handling the investigation, specifically the crash team who investigates roadway homicides. Ham is charged with DUI, and we were expecting more serious charges, and they have now come. Breaking just minutes ago, DPD charging Ham with manslaughter and first-degree assault, his bond totaling $120,000 for both crimes. He's now in the Houston County Jail. Witnesses told News 18 Friday night that Ham never hit the brakes prior to that highway speed collision. An investigation of a two-motorcycle wreck in western Houston County continues. It happened near Highways 84 and 92 in Wicksburg Sunday afternoon. One rider received non-life-threatening lacerations to the head, cuts. He was transported to an area hospital. It happened in front of the Wild Horse Saloon. Now, earlier this year, a pedestrian was struck and killed by a vehicle in that same vicinity of Highway 84. A popular restaurant in Daleville, the victim of an armed robbery Saturday night. Sarah Drake's with us live in studio with more this evening. Sarah, good evening to you.
Good evening, Ben. The Daleville Department of Public Safety, Dale County Sheriff's Office, and Alabama State Troopers all descended to McLenn's after a report of an armed robbery was called in.
If you see the orange and white water tower, then you know you're probably close to McLenn's, home of seafood, chicken, and award-winning steak. And when you think of this restaurant, you might not think of robbery. But on Saturday, that's exactly what happened.
We've received a call 9:30ish of a strong arm robbery that took place in the parking lot. There was actually an employee there that was robbed at gunpoint by a black male, about 6 foot tall. He made the robbery and he fled on foot. Unfortunately, not able to locate him at the time.
The amount that was taken from the employee is undisclosed right now. The suspect is described as being a black male, around 6 feet tall, slender, wearing all black with dreads.
We had a description from the victim. Also, we had an eyewitness that actually seen him prior to, but it was unaware that this stuff was taking part, but he was not able to get close enough to him to give a detailed description.
Medley tells me that as long as his department is available, they will give escorts to those taking deposits to the bank.
And that's something we're going to address and let all the businesses know that if they are taking a deposit, there'll be no problem. As long as we're not obviously busy, we're glad to give escort to us, the businesses and all. So, you know, a lot of the ones that stay open that late.
The Dale County District Attorney's Office is offering a $1,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of the robbery suspect.
And Ben, if anyone has any information, they can contact the Daleville Department of Public Safety at 334-498-442 or the Sheriff's Office at 334-774-3114, and they can remain anonymous if they wish to.
All right, yeah, we need to get that crime solved. Sarah, thank you so much for that report tonight. This evening, Chipley Police asking for your assistance in locating a suspect involved in an abduction and sexual assault from last Wednesday. Authorities describe him as a heavy-set black man around 5 foot 9 inches tall. He's believed to be in his late teens or early 20s. Last seen wearing a black Georgia Bulldogs baseball cap, a gray hoodie, whitewash loose-fitting jeans, and white high-top tennis shoes. A reward of $1,000 being offered for info leading to his arrest. If you have info, contact the Washington County Crime Stoppers at the number on the bottom of your screen or your nearest law enforcement agency. Breaking overnight, a Level Plains man booked into jail after he allegedly attacked a police officer. Donna Williams with us tonight to tell us more. Donna, what's the latest here?
Ben, according to authorities, they responded to a suspicious person standing in the roadway, acting as if he was a bird.
Received a call of a person walking on Rooker Boulevard, which is a 4-lane, and he was acting strangely. I think the caller stated that he was acting like a bird and trying to get vehicles to stop on this 4-lane. So,
according to Chief Gray, when the officer arrived, he made contact with William Duran. Duran told officials he was homeless and had been living in a tent not too far from the Legacy gas station. During that conversation, the officer tried to get Duran to recap what happened prior to his arrival. And that's when Duran did the unthinkable.
The gentleman reached in his tent and pulled a pipe out and came at my officer. And my officer used considerable restraint, which we're trained to do, and had to actually confront him at gunpoint.
But Duran didn't stop there. As the officer tried to detain him, he then knocked the officer's body camera off and fled into a wooded area. And when the officers caught up with him, he then took the officer's flashlight and struck the officer several times in the head. William Duran was booked into the Dale County Jail on assault first degree in possession of marijuana. Now, that officer is listed in stable condition and will return back to work tomorrow. Ben?
All right, Donna, thanks so much. Good news tonight that he's getting back to work tomorrow. Coming up next in this broadcast, a decision has been made in the Jeremy Jermaine Jones preliminary hearing. He's the man that led that deadly high-speed chase in Dothan. We'll have full details when the news at 5 returns.
Action radar is all clear at the moment, but more storms could develop as we do head into the later evening hours. We'll take a look at the full hour-by-hour forecast coming up.
In the days following the Daleville Police Department responding to a disturbance, Mayor Jamie Staten received reports that some of the department's employees who responded may not have met expectations. This was back on Iron Bowl Saturday in November. City Attorney Henry Stegall commissioned an independent investigation. It led to the retirement of Daleville's Department of Public Safety Director. While some are no longer employed by the city and others no longer hold the same position, the mayor also named Lieutenant Alan Medley as the interim director of the Department of Public Safety. You saw him in one of our top stories tonight. A decision has now been handed down in the case of Jeremy Jermaine Jones, the Dothan man who went on a one-man crime spree that led authorities from Henry into Houston County, and then a week later he went on another crime spree in a high-speed chase and he killed a person. Courtney Chandler with the story tonight.
It was like a episode of Cops, if I had to describe it. There was more cops than I've ever seen in my life.
The police chief Stephen Parrish described it as a real-life case of Grand Theft Auto when 38-year-old Jeremy Jermaine Jones went on a crime spree that began with a dangerous high-speed chase in Abbeville back on February 19th. And continued a week later when Jones committed violent acts in Dothan that resulted to the death of 63-year-old Paul Roberts.
I can tell you that from a police chief standpoint, an officer being killed in the line of duty is a difficult thing to wrap my head around, but the loss of an innocent person is equally as difficult.
12 felony charges were handed down to Jones for his actions. On April 5th, Jones appeared before Houston County Judge Benjamin Lewis for a preliminary hearing. The case will now move toward a grand jury. I reached out to Jones's attorney, Arthur Medley, for comment, but he was unavailable at this time, and no date has been set for the trial. Keep it in local in Dothan. Courtney Chandler, WDHN News 18.
We want to continue with this story tonight. The River Run Band will hold a benefit concert for their drummer, Paul Roberts. His wife, Roberts, was the man struck and killed by Jermaine Jones back in February. The band and the music hall will be selling Boston Butts barbecue plates as well as camp stew. All donations will go to Patricia Roberts. That concert will begin at 5 p.m. on April 13th. Also a special performance from Jerome Jackson in Dothan, an Elvis tribute artist. For more information, you can contact the number that we just had on the bottom of your screen. We're going to put that on the website for you as well at dothanfirst.com. Coming up next on the news at 5, the Easter Bunny, well, it came a little early this weekend to help the SOS Animal Shelter find some forever homes for some deserving pets. We'll have that story and much more right after the break. Stay with us. Well, the SOS No-Kill Animal Shelter held its annual Easter Bunny fundraiser of the weekend at the Enterprise Walmart Supercenter. For just a nominal fee, families along with their pets could get their pictures taken with the most special bunny of all. All the proceeds raised go back into the operation of the shelter.
Big fundraisers. We do Christmas and Easter pictures. This all goes to hiring staff, keeping the lights on, and helping out our animals in any way we can.
The annual two-day Easter Bunny fundraiser brought in around $4,000 for the SOS shelter. April is National Autism Awareness Month. In Enterprise at Sweet Treats, kids were given the opportunity to decorate cupcakes, and the City of Progress is hosting numerous events to bring attention to autism this year. It affects every one of 59 births in Alabama, 1 out of 59 over recent years. And there's been numerous medical breakthroughs in regard to treatment and therapy.
So I really want to educate the community on what autism is and how every individual with autism is different, and really just show that, you know, it takes all of our differences to make up our community.
The Enterprise Autism Social Group has organized numerous events to bring attention to this often misunderstood genetic condition. If you'd like more information, you can give them a call. The number's there on your screen, 477-4686. In Panama City, Bay High teens preparing for the night they've been waiting for, prom night. But instead of a prom in a hotel banquet room or even in the school gym, Bay High School students had a night under the stars. The night of music, dancing, and memories for the first time ever was held outside at Mackenzie Park. News 13's Kirsten Mitchell says it's a night the class of 2019 will never forget from our sister station in Panama City.
The sun set in downtown Panama City, the lights turned on at Mackenzie Park as Bay High School students arrived for prom.
Absolutely beautiful, honestly. They outdid themselves.
On the highly anticipated night, everyone looking forward to something different.
I'm just looking to get out on the dance floor and dance.
Seeing everybody in one group being happy and just enjoying themselves, I think that's the main thing I want to see. After party.
But it's a night that almost didn't happen. From the venue to the theme Enchanted Garden.
How do you give a garden to kids with no trees?
Pulling it off seemed impossible in the aftermath of Hurricane Michael.
The city's been great. They resodded for us. We had FSU athletics come down. They cleaned the parks for us. It's been wonderful.
From the chairs to the dance floor, the community stepped up to make the magical night happen.
I would say close to 95% of this entire prom has been donated.
Culinary students provided the food, and the school made tickets affordable for all, giving out vouchers, free tickets, and dresses to those who needed an extra hand.
We're talking about a sense of community and people gathering and pulling together and showing the true definition of that. You know what? It's here.
Usually Bay High's prom is held on the beach, but for the first time ever, it was in the heart of Panama City. Not only more accessible for students, but much more special.
I feel like we're on the verge of a renaissance. You know,
Yes.
that this town is coming back bigger and better, and it's all about letting these kids see that the bounce back is about to happen, and they can be like a really innovative part of it.
I think we could start something like a tradition doing this every year. I think so.
Kirsten Mitchell, News 13, Panhandle Strong.
Panhandle strong indeed. Our friends in Panama City have been through a lot in the last year. The News at 5 returns in just a moment, but first another check of traffic this evening as we look at Enterprise. No problems in the City of Progress, and everything moving smoothly in Dothan and Ozark as well. Scott, what's going on with the weather?
Well, we have some sunshine peeking through the clouds. Action radar is clear, but with that sunshine, that could provide some fuel for some more showers and storms to develop as we do head into the evening hours. We'll take a look at the full forecast coming up next. Hey. Yeah, just... Okay. Yeah, just give me the countdown to the end of the show.
This weather segment is sponsored by Physicians Hearing Center.
Earlier today, the 18 Action Cam was outside the WDHN World Headquarters on the east side of Dothan with a beautiful view of Lake Nexstar in the parking lot. Actually, there we have a little bit of a drainage problem there, but you can see the light rain that we had earlier in the day. Certainly a beautiful green scene out there. Everything is blooming and turning pretty nice thanks to some of the rain that we have been dealing with. Thankfully, nothing really in the way of severe weather in our neck of the woods. The heaviest storms have moved to the northeast of us into the Midlands of South Carolina, but we are watching this area that's developing over Mississippi. This is associated with an area of low pressure that will be coming in our direction. It will be able to spawn a few showers and storms for us this evening, and some of them will still have potential to be on the stronger side. The primary threat area as well to our northeast and also central Alabama and into east central Mississippi, but for us we do have that marginal threat for severe storms, meaning that a few of them could produce some gusty winds in excess of 50 or 60 miles per hour. For tomorrow, we have rain in the forecast, but the severe weather threat will be shifting further to the east into central Georgia and through South Carolina and North Carolina. Just general thunderstorms expected for Alabama. So some good news in the forecast as it will be improving over the next couple of days. Still an overcast sky over Dothan. Temperatures are on the warm side. We did make it into the middle to upper 70s for a lot of locations, and with that extra heat and the high moisture content in the atmosphere, that's why we have been dealing with some stronger storms across the region. Mild temperatures all across the region for 79 degrees right now in Andalusia, 74 for Ozark. Blakely cooling off into the 60s. Those rain chances will remain in the forecast at least for the first half of the evening, at least the elevated rain chances. And then going beyond that and into the overnight, we'll keep about a 30% chance of showers and storms in the forecast, with then those rain chances again increasing as we head into Tuesday afternoon. So those storms will continue on and off for tonight. The severe threat will continue, a very low-end threat of severe weather. Just be aware if you are going to be outdoors that if something does develop, could produce some gusty winds. And then for Tuesday, that threat will be shifting to the east despite having those rain chances in the forecast. So here's that area of low pressure spinning around the lower Mississippi River Valley. We will be dealing with those rain chances until this system clears to the east and allowing high pressure to build in to the region as we go in through the middle part of the work week. So here we go. There's your timestamp, 10:15. A few showers, a few thunderstorms possible for us, and then as we head past midnight, that radar will largely start to clear out, and then as that low gets a little bit closer to us first thing tomorrow morning, we will see those rain chances continue, but then as far as the thunderstorm chances, they will pick up as we head into the later afternoon and into the early evening for Tuesday. And then really as we head into Tuesday mid-evening to later evening hours, as rain chances are going to be clearing off to the east and giving us some drying conditions. The northerly breeze, temperatures cooling off to the 60s and even upper 50s by Wednesday morning, with a mainly clear sky giving way to a pretty comfortable afternoon for us all across the region for the middle part of the week and into the later part of the week as well. So the storm chances with us Tuesday. Wednesday will be mostly sunny. Temperatures in the lower 80s, a little bit warmer than for Thursday as some clouds increase in the forecast, filtering the sunshine just a bit. We'll have some rumbles of thunder on Friday, Saturday, and for Sunday, with some of those showers then lingering into Monday morning. Temperatures staying on the warm side. So I think as far as even if we don't have organized severe weather in the forecast, 1 or 2 gusty winds might be possible.
All right, let's get you to world news tonight. Right now, we're back at 6.